I want to talk to you today about cleaning your room. Let's say you're putting your socks away. If you're anything like me, then you're folding your socks up into little balls and you're putting them away in a drawer. And it doesn't really matter if a gray sock ends up with a black sock because no one's really looking at your socks anyway. So I just toss it in there. But for some people, they're very meticulous about their sock drawer. They want to make sure that all of the black socks go together and all of the white socks go together, and they match by brands and by styles, and that's okay too. We're cleaning our room and everyone has a different way of doing it. The point is that you're taking things and you're organizing them. You're tidying up the space. And we do this because it gives us a sense of peace to have a clean, organized room. As we clear the clutter on the outside, we also clear the clutter on the inside. There's actually an important process going on in your brain at this time. Although externally we may be organizing our sock drawer, internally, even if we are not actively thinking about anything, we are putting things in order, processing and releasing negativity, stress, or conflicts that are troubling our heart. As we organize our space, so we organize our mind, all towards a sense of inner peace, order, and unity. Now let's say you have some books lying around, and it's time to put them back on the bookshelf. If you're like me, you find any available spot that makes sense and you just kind of shove them in there. Or maybe you organize by author last name, or genre, or type of book. Or maybe you organize your books by color and you create this beautiful rainbow of book jackets along your bookshelf, and that looks very nice. It's a creative and a very pretty way to clean and organize your space. Now let's take a break. Let's sit down for a moment, have a cup of tea, and think about this. You just cleaned your room. You took something that was messy and chaotic, and through intention, you focused on a methodical, even creative process, and you put away your items one at a time. Now you've created order, beauty, peace, and harmony within your space. And for a moment, you have also created order, beauty, peace, and harmony within your heart. Who did that? Who created this beauty? Who created this harmony? Who? Well, of course, we raise our hand and we say, well, I did. But this question goes a little deeper than just raising our hand and saying, oh, I did. Because if you take a moment and observe the natural world, you will see this cosmic process of organization and beautification on every level of life, from tiny ants building their underground colonies, and fish swimming in schools in the ocean, to birds making their nests, or trees growing in a forest amid a network of plants and fungi. You see this underlying cosmic harmony and how gravity makes the stars dance together, and the galaxy spreads out in this beautiful spiral, which is the same golden ratio as the spiral of seashells in the ocean, or smoke swirling above a campfire. You see this beauty and order in how light moves through raindrops to create a rainbow. How, over vast expanses of time, a chemical reaction becomes a symphony of cells, which becomes algae, which becomes a neural network, which becomes a body, that becomes a species, which becomes a civilization. You will see this process of cosmic organization, harmony, and beauty happening every second of every day. It never rests, it never sleeps, from the moment the universe was conceived to the moment it ends. And this cosmic process is not just in the material world around us, but we know that even on a subatomic level, we have electrons and protons that are bonding with specific other elements to balance their energy and create the building blocks of matter. And we know that trying to break these subatomic bonds unleashes immense power. Far greater energy holds together this universe than is required to lift a rocket into orbit or charge your cell phone. And yet, This same process is happening in your body every second of every day, allowing you to digest food and think about work and grow new cells. And that's just life. Who is doing this? Who is cleaning the cosmos? Who's creating the order? Who is organizing, harmonizing, structuring, giving form and time and shape to this material reality that we live in? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I want you to say it with me. Who is cleaning the cosmos and creating this order? Let's say it together. I am. That's right. I am. It's the same person who just cleaned their room. It's really hard for us to conceptualize this idea of consciousness because it is so abstract and subtle. Yet we dwell within it, and it dwells within us. We are formed by it, sustained by it, immersed in it, resonating at all times with this pure and perfect vibration that is pervading all of the cosmos, creating order, form, time, beauty, and space, and upon which all of the laws of material reality rests. It is the I am, the true ground on which we stand, the backbone of the universe itself. We can't see it because we are so enmeshed within it. How can we observe the observer? Well, there is a way. It sounds quite impossible, but there is a way of seeing the true nature of the self. Besides this glimpse out of the corner of our eye at the patterns and the processes in the world around us, the true nature of consciousness can be observed if we go inward and seek within the heart. Then we can merge with this higher, pure state of consciousness and see for ourselves the illumination of the true light of knowledge, life, and unity in which we live. To which you ask, but isn't it in the mind? Isn't consciousness in the brain? Isn't that what the brain does? It gives us consciousness? No. The brain is just flesh, just like your digestive system or your lungs. Do nutrients come from your stomach? No, we have to eat food. Nutrients come from the world around us. Does oxygen come from your lungs? No, we have to breathe. Oxygen comes from the air, from the atmosphere. The body just synthesizes what is already in nature. So why would consciousness come from your brain? The brain is simply a tool that allows us to filter and manipulate consciousness to give us the illusion that we are limited to an individual body. But there are ways of dismantling this illusion and seeing for yourself the true nature of the Atman, of the soul, in its pristine, unitive state. Although consciousness pervades your entire body and every cell within that body, which is imbued with its own intelligence, the supreme seat of your being is in the heart. As the Bible tells us, this is where God dwells, and that same truth was written even before the Bible in the ancient Indian Upanishads, the oldest of which has been dated as far back as 2000 BCE. That's 4,000 years old at this point. So this truth has been discovered by every major religion in the world. Why the heart? Because this is where all knowing stems from. It wasn't your brain necessarily that organized your room now, was it? It was your heart. Your heart needed that peace of mind. Your heart intended sincerely to create, organize, balance, follow through, and complete the project. If your heart wasn't in it, then chances are you did a poor job. It's unfinished, or you haven't even started yet. And if the mind did anything, it distracted you by making you procrastinate. And now, as you sit back and sip your tea and listen to this podcast, it is your heart that feels whole and happy and peaceful. That smile on your face isn't because of your mind, it's because of your heart. The brain isn't the source of happiness, it's the heart when we become whole and satisfied with love, beauty, harmony, and peace. If the brain does anything, it simply demonstrates this state of the heart by showing us a mix of chemicals. But when the heart is sad, so the brain becomes sad. So the brain follows the heart. So it's not the mind that creates order. And you know as well as I do that most people's minds are a buzzing cacophony of nonsense. It is the self that creates order, the true self that finds its throne within the deepest chamber of your heart. And we can perceive that self once we completely disengage with the mind. And that's what the Buddhists call emptiness. In other subcultures, communities, or narratives, we find another word for consciousness. One might say that you are spirit participating in the cosmic harmony, and they would be right. Spirit and consciousness are the same thing, and if you can understand the laws of the spirit, then you understand consciousness. Your indwelling Holy Spirit is the true self that is organizing, harmonizing, arranging, and beautifying your existence every second of every day. And the nature of that self, in its purest state, is supreme love. It's you. It's always been you. You are the true ground. You are the Cosmic Harmonizer. And by giving you an understanding of this, the seed of your awareness will begin to grow. Your consciousness is a seed, just like Christ describes the kingdom of heaven as a mustard seed. It is within you, and it is growing. It is growing into what? Into greater awareness of yourself. And eventually that seed will burst into bloom as we continue our practice of cosmic harmony. It will grow and grow into a great universal tree of awareness, becoming unified with the higher self and the greater ocean of consciousness in which we dwell. Then the secrets of this hidden spiritual reality we live in will be known by you, because it belongs to you, because it is you. So remember, next time you're organizing your sock drawer, you are not a body in a bedroom putting your clothes away. You are consciousness itself participating in the cosmic harmony of existence, and that is the truth. You are doing it for the sake of inner peace, because peace is at the heart of the cosmos. Take a moment to marvel at yourself, child of the universe, that within you all beauty, all harmony, all greatness, all unity exists.